Hello, Kevin.
How you guys doing?
Great. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, thank you, as always, for joining us. We will go ahead and get started. Got a question for you from Sarah.
Hey, Kevin. How important was that last win for you guys versus the Celtics? Not just the fact that you won, but the way you guys won, kind of closing out a tight game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was big, honestly. Going into a game, honestly, a team that's struggling a little bit. Obviously, they're super talented over there. I think coming into the season, it's supposed to be one of the contenders out of the East, and going through a little stretch here where they're starting point guards out, starting center, and a team that's struggling. So we knew going in that game that was one we had to get, and one we wanted to use to get back on track. And like you said, we're consistent for most of the game. We didn't have too many explosive quarters. Obviously, Jalen and Jason are tough guys to keep down, and Tatum got going a little bit on tough shots. And I think overall we felt really good about what we were doing defensively and forcing them into making those tough threes. And obviously Trey closed this out.
Nate mentioned that I think he said during the fourth quarter, he basically told you guys, we've been here before, but we got to close this one out. Can you speak to that conversation at all?
Pretty much, we've been in close games like this in the fourth quarter, and we got to figure out a way to get this one to go our way. We have. I mean, we talked about this. It seems like every single game for the past 2 weeks is what's going on in the fourth quarter. So last game was another one of those games where it came down to a lot of big plays and getting stops and finishing on the offensive end, and we did it.
Real quick, one more for you. What have you seen out of Cam the last few games? It seems like he kind of struggled shooting, to start the season, but has found a little bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, that's it. It's just finding a rhythm. And, I think his minutes got a little, mixed up kind of in the past couple games. And, for a couple games there, Lloyd was getting him out earlier and, putting him back in with different lineups. And, that might have helped a little bit. But you kind of see this a lot. A lot of our season goes through waves, and Cam is shooting a lot better, playing with more confidence right now, being aggressive, and that's what we want him to do.
I actually have one more, sorry. What's it like playing for Coach McMillan, and what was that change like? Was it weird at all, or was it a pretty easy adjustment? I mean, I know it's just temporary, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy adjustment. It's not like, we're not doing things that we weren't doing when Lloyd was on the sidelines. I think it's a different voice for the same strategy, the same game plan. And Coach McMillan's a little bit more old school. You can kind of feel his presence and been around the block a little bit. So, but like I said, it's a different voice for a lot of the same stuff that we've been doing.
Thank you.
Christos.
Hello, Kevin. How important for you is to carry on the momentum of the last game against the Celtics? And do you expect from the Celtics try to respond after their loss?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. We expect them to respond. They got a lot of guys who played in big minutes and in big games. So, like I said before, I think they're going through a stretch here where they would obviously like to win more games. So they're going to come out hungry, and we knew they're going to come out hungry last game, and they get a couple guys back, and I'm sure their confidence is through the roof. So we got to definitely be ready to play.
And also, how is the partnership with Trae Young in the backcourt, and what is the biggest progress of his game? How is he make your game, his presence on the court?
Yeah, his progress, I think I said it earlier, is being more vocal and telling us what he wants. I think in a lot of ways it's Trae is such a dynamic player, and a lot of times he's able to just go one-on-one and figure out his own plays, and everyone kind of read and reacts off of him. And something that I've tried to do this year and is one, be better playing off of him and trying to move more for him and create mismatches. And he obviously, every game he is the best player guarding him. Is can I get him in different situations where he's got different guys guarding him and get different matchups? But Trae just being better at telling us what he wants, telling us exactly what he wants us to do offensively, where he wants us to be when he's driving, where he wants us to be when we're spacing. Because he's obviously the guy we want with the ball in his hands at the end of games.
Could we expect from you to be more vocal to the future?
Yeah, I think that's my progression. That's everybody's progression for sure.
Thank you very much.
Kevin Huerter.
Hey, Kevin, I think it was your dad that tweeted that your sister made McDonald's AllAmerican. How did you find out, and what was your message to her?
So she was nominated for it. So
okay.
they do all the nominations that are coming out now. But I'm extremely proud of her. Obviously, with everything that's going on through high school, I feel horrible for all the seniors that are currently out there right now that are honestly getting robbed of their senior year in high school. And I think that's something that's happened to me a lot sooner, but I think everybody here in this chat right now, you remember what your senior year in high school was like, whether you played a sport or not. And she's in a lot of ways getting every one of those opportunities taken from her, as is every senior. So she's doing what she can. She's going to Providence next year to play basketball. My younger sister's a junior now. She's coming up too. I think she's already Division I offered, but Megan's worked extremely hard, and this nominee is just a testament to how hard she's worked through the whole pandemic, and she's on a really good spot right now, and excited for the future to come.
Kelly Kroll.
Hey, Kevin, I would assume normally when you're in New York and Boston, you probably get to see your family, right? They probably come. This year, just Zoom calls still with them, or how have you been able to sort of keep in touch?
Yeah, this would have been a really busy road trip for me if this were normal circumstances. Usually, the last time, our last game last year in Brooklyn, there was a bus that came down full of 55 people, and in Boston, it's kind of a whole different. I got a bunch of family that lives in Massachusetts, and both of these games are kind of homecomings for me. So it is weird being here. It's obviously all you can do is Zoom call. My sister actually, she had her senior day yesterday, so they were busy at her game. But that's what happens to my family. There's always sports going on somewhere, and it's just unfortunate that they can't go to my games right now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, congrats to your sister, though, and yeah, I'm with you on those seniors. One real quick question about tonight's game. Kemba specifically, how does he change a game plan? I think about just the success you guys had with Trey being able to kind of penetrate last game. I feel like tonight, how does the game plan change with him in there?
Yeah, I think, defensively, we're going to have to do different stuff. We game plan for Kemba, preparing for Boston, and then found out he wasn't playing at a similar position as this morning last time we played him, and changed a few things up. To honestly, be in better help for Tatum and Brown. So Kemba's going to relieve their pressure. He's a really good offensive player, and we're going to have to do different things defensively. And but on the offensive end, it's we want to go at him. We want to make him guard. They read a lot of different situations. They switch, and we want to be aggressive on those switches.
Appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you.
Yep.
Any final questions for Kevin? All right, we're clear. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate it.